Hi Libra, welcome to the Modern Spiritualist. My name is Raheem. Today I'm going to be doing a general tarot reading for May 2020 for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So if you know your sun sign and it's Libra, you're in the right place. If you know your moon and your rising signs, make sure to look for those as well. I'm going to go ahead and pull the cards and we can get started. May 2020, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What does Libra need to know? Libra, you got the Hierophant reversed, and you've got the Three of Swords. Recent past, you've got the Moon and the Priestess reversed. These are actually very similar energies. New circumstance, you've got the Two of Cups reversed. Foundation, you've got the Seven of Cups. Crowning you, we've got the Fortune. Your attitude, we've got the Five of Pentacles. Environment, you've got the Art card. Okay. Fears, we've got the Two of Pentacles and the Chariot reversed. And your outcome energy, we've got the Lovers and the Eight of Wands. Awesome. Okay, Libra. Give me just a second. We've got some intense energy coming up here. So your starting place, we've got the Hierophant reversed. This is the energy of Taurus. Libra, I think your beliefs are being challenged this month. Your beliefs, your perception of reality, your philosophy of life, your cosmology, they're being brought into question this month. And something feels really, I think, scary to you guys about that. I think there's a real piece of self-identity with things that you believe and the way that you perceive life. And there's a sense that if these are challenged, there's like a fear of disappearing or like not knowing who you are or like not feeling like you exist. That's what I'm getting for some of you. Something just feels really not actually in reality unsafe, but something feels like you are feeling unsafe about it. Like even your feeling of safety and your safety in your identity is really being challenged. So I would encourage you to just remember that life is transformation, and that includes people, and just because you're being asked to maybe change something about your beliefs, or something about your perception, it doesn't mean that you're going to die. Like, it's not going to kill you, and you're going to come out on the other side of it more authentically you than you were before. You're going to learn something from this. So if you have that feeling of unsafety, know that it just comes from things transforming and changing for you. And that in and of itself is a death, because it's a death of a certain energy, but it's not the death of you. Like, you're going to be okay, Libra. Crossing you is a Three of Swords, which is a card of grief. And I'm really feeling, from both of these cards, I'm feeling a real pain in my chest. Like, my heart chakra area just feels like it's being pierced by swords. There's like a lurching feeling with this, like a feeling of being jolted away from something. Or like the rug being pulled out from under me. And then this one, there's like a real, yeah, it's like a stabbing sensation. It's almost like this belief, perception, etc., identity that's being removed. I mean, what it's doing is it's leaving space in your heart for something else, but there's a grieving process of like grieving the gap that is being left. There's like a fear, I think, a fear of being vulnerable. Yep, There's a fear of being vulnerable. The thing about this card, Libra, is that it is a vulnerability card, because it's opening yourself up to sadness and grief, not to wallow in it, or, to feel depression. It's not supposed to be a scary thing, more so than a really natural part of the emotional process. And you need to feel grief before you can move on, Libra. You need to be able to grieve whatever this was, whatever this identity, belief, perception was, in order to fully move on. So open yourself up to that process, and none of this grief or sadness is going to kill you, Libra. The only way out is through. Okay. In your recent past, we've got the Moon and the Priestess reversed. Moon upright, the Priestess reversed. Start with the Moon. So with this card can kind of come like the dark night of the soul energy, which is that feeling of when the moon is just a sliver of light and it's about to go into total darkness. And it's when your own heart feels like shadows. Which, an important part of this is the illusion bit. Like, it's being in a world, or it's being in a process where you're seeing through, best case scenario, you're seeing through your illusions, and shining the light of truth on them. But before you can shine the light of truth on them, you have to identify what the illusions are, what the fears are, what the anxieties are, what the misdirection is, so that you can identify the falsehood in those things. But with this card can come a good deal of anxiety and fear, because essentially what it's asking you to do is face those things and see the lack of reality in their structure. Paired with the Priestess reversed, there's just a real resistance to your own intuition, to your own emotional world, and to your gut instincts. There's a real desire to keep blinders over your eyes and not seeing what's right in front of you, Libra. And it's keeping you in the dark because you're unwilling to see, because you identify with these things that are no longer serving you, these things that are untrue. And only you can know what they are, Libra, but you're so attached to a belief or a perception or an identity that just isn't true for you. Just isn't who you are, Libra, and it's causing you so much pain. Um, but you'd rather stay in that pain than the uncertainty of leaving it behind, I think. Um, and you're still feeling this energy. This is your recent past. This energy you're still feeling. Driving you this month, we've got the Seven of Cups, which is a card of illusion as well. So I'll bring the moon in here. These are both cards of illusion. And the Priestess in the upright would be the card of seeing through the illusions. The Priestess in the reverse kind of means staying in them or identifying them, but not yet at the point where you're getting past those illusions. Libra, you're looking at all of these things that people are saying to you, all these different sides of something, and you're just asking yourself, like, what's the truth? That's what's driving you this month. You're looking at all of these illusions, and you're asking yourself, what is the truth? You're trying to cut to the truth this month. Crowning you is the Fortune card in the upright, which is a card of change as well. It looks like you're really at a turning point here, Libra, where if you stay with your process, you may have a light bulb moment this month. This is what you're thinking about, in this search for what is the truth. There's this real feeling that if you find it, if you find that truth that you're seeking, that your fortune's going to turn. Maybe some of you, if you're really karmically aware, and spiritually aware, some of you may be stepping into your spiritual life path. That's for some of you. Some of you may be stepping into what your true soul's purpose is, which could mean a change, a turn of events, or a big change in your life. So be aware that that may be in the cards for you. In your new circumstance, we've got the Two of Cups reversed. Your sense of vulnerability may be challenged, in the sense that you may be not being vulnerable with the people in your life. You may not be involved in true reciprocal emotional exchange. Maybe partly because of this fear, this challenge of identity, for some of you, or maybe for some of you, you're really realizing that, oh, I'm not actually showing up with the people that I love in the way that I should be. I'm not creating that open exchange. People can't be honest and vulnerable with me, and I'm not honest and vulnerable with them, and you may be actually seeing the ways in which that may not be serving you, which is a really big thing, Libra. And that's a truth that can really hurt with this Three of Swords energy. It heals. All things heal. But that is the thing about truth, is it is scary. And it does change things, you know. I can really feel that grief, that sadness. It's very potent. Okay. Your attitude, we've got the Five of Pentacles. This is typically like poverty mindset energy, like, oh, like they're okay, like I'm not okay. They've got the job, the money, the wealth, the offer. I'm outside in the cold, like that kind of energy. I think this is just coming from the state of the world for many of you, just like worry about the future and uncertainty and feeling like you're on shaky ground. I know a lot of us are feeling financially insecure. A lot of us are feeling workplace instability. There's a lot of uncertainty. So a lot of us maybe, you may be worried about people in your life the health and the safety of people in your life. Yeah. There's just this feeling, this fear that everything's going to fall apart. There's this feeling of things being really shaky and uncertain. I really feel a lot of fear and sadness to the point that I almost feel like I'm going to cry. Wow, Libra. Wow. In your environment, we've got the art card. Keep things organized here. So I get the sense that this fear is not entirely reflective of reality. Um, Something's brewing here. Something's positive. Something because a lot of our traditional or like our normal streams of income are being disrupted. You know, like income channels like aren't what they are. I think you guys are being really resourceful here, and you're asking yourselves what you need to do to make income differently so that you can keep food on the table and support, you know, yourself and any people in your care. Um, and this shows like a really beautiful synthesis of like your ideas meeting reality in the external world. So it looks like yeah, something's brewing. Something looks like you're combining something with something else, whether it's your skills with a new idea or your income resources with another in the sense of like investments or partnerships um, to get yourself in a good position with resources. And it feels very positive. It feels like that's kind of cooking in the background while all of this is going on. A lot of the more difficult emotions I'm getting, just they feel very personal, whereas this feels a little more like this is what's going on in your environment. In the position of what you fear, this month we've got the Chariot reverse and the Two of Pentacles, which Scorpio actually got the exact same pairing, not in the same place, but exact same cards. Uh, so if any of you have any Scorpio placements, look for that as well. So the Chariot reversed, you're just afraid of everything stopping and being stopped for a long time, which is very reflective of what's really going on. The cool thing about the Chariot is that, you know, there's so much potential energy with this in the upright, and that doesn't go away just because it's in the reverse. It just means it's stopped at the moment. But the Chariot is all about the reins being unleashed and then just like shooting forward like a rocket, you know? And um, so all I get really from the Chariot is not yet. Like, I get that things are stopped right now, but it's not going to be that way forever. Because nothing's forever, right, Libra? And you've got a lot of potential energy building up for you to unleash later on. So um, you may be afraid of everything being stopped. Some of you may just be afraid of the lack of control that you feel, but you're going to be okay, Libra. Paired with the Two of Pentacles, which means change. Phasing from one phase into another, and juggling the reality of that transition. It's almost like there's fear of things staying the same, and there's fear of change at the same time, which could feel paralyzing for some of you. But it's just fear. Remember that. Like, nothing's actually hurting you. Like, you're okay, right? I get the sense that some of you feel really burned out um, or emotionally drained. So if that's the case, please do what you can to self-soothe. If you need to sleep, if you need to make art, if you need to do any of the things that you do that wind you down or keep you occupied, make sure to do those things. Do what you can to relax. Don't work yourself up so much if you can. And then your outcome, we've got the Lovers and the Eight of Wands, which are beautiful energies. The Lovers, I'm getting the sense that it's all about you coming back to yourself, which is perfect. It's beautiful. Now I can't help but smile because I'm seeing this, this Hierophant energy, which is this, self-identity being called into question and you losing something that felt like it was a part of yourself. And then this is a card of you coming back to yourself. So it looks like whatever the illusion is that you're exploring in the first half of the month, it looks like you're going to get past it really beautifully because this lover's energy is all about rediscovery of the self. So you may be getting into the truth of who you are underneath all that illusion right at the end of the month. And then it's paired with the Eight of Wands, which is all about forward momentum and creative, adaptable action. It's all about identifying different sources of things and like the art card, fusing them all together to find out like the perfect like concoction for you. Like it's very creative. There's a sense of like divine detour, but divine detour so you can pick up exactly what you need in terms of skills and resources and experience so that what you put out is something that's entirely your own. So it's a very individualistic card as well. Paired with the lovers, it's like yeah, it's like you find that inner self within you that is authentic and true to you, and then you're just like taking off. So it looks like this Chariot reverse doesn't last forever. It looks like it does go forward right at the end of the month. And I feel a real sense of expansion. Like suddenly all the tension in my body is gone, and there's just this feeling of like, it's almost like you're radiating energy, Libra, radiating light, and it's just shooting everywhere. This like beautiful light, almost like a rainbow or like sunlight, into the world around you, and creating this really beautiful ripple effect of energy. So it looks like there's a month of deep internal work, and then you get to share. Not only do you get to move on and connect with yourself, but then whatever you've learned, it seems like there's a period of you getting to share what you've learned, which is great because this Eight of Wands reflecting this Two of Cups energy, this like sense of like not being vulnerable with others, not sharing yourself with others, not engaging yourself emotionally and spiritually with the people in your life. And then right at the end of the month, this like feeling of being able to express yourself authentically, which is really going to help put this energy back into the upright, so that your relationships feel fulfilling. Yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. Just seeing if there's anything else. Spirit just wants me to remind you that you guys can do this, and you're only at this sort of point now because you're ready to move on to the next level. You're ready to clear these things and get deeper in touch with yourself and what you need. You're ready for taking this step in your authenticity. Otherwise, it wouldn't be coming up for you. So know that you can do this, and that the rewards on the other side are just going to be so much greater than the grief and resistance that you may be feeling at the beginning of the month. That this is a really good, fulfilling, fruitful process to you, and to just trust. Trust in the process, and trust yourself to get through it. Trust what's on the other side. Okay. That's all I have for you guys. I hope to see you guys next time, and I hope you guys have a great month.